Hello students, welcome to Standard 10 Subject Mathematics, Chapter 13 Surface Areas and Volumes. This is lecture number 5. Here we will see the new shape that we have not seen till 9th standard and in this 10th standard also yet. So it is frustum of a cone. Frustum of a cone. What is this frustum of a cone? It is actually a part of a cone which is shown by the figure here. For this to understand, we have to do one activity. Take one right circular cone this way, a cone, the right circular cone we have to take, and that cone we have to slice it or cut it by a plane parallel to base. This is the base of it, and this is the plane blade, which we keep parallel to the base, and we cut this way from anywhere of the height, and keeping the plane blade as parallel to the base. So cone is sliced by a plane parallel to base. This way it is cut parallel to the base, straight horizontally cut. So if you cut by the plane blade parallel to the base, you will find this way the two parts of the right circular cone. This is called two parts separated. Upper part is the smaller cone and down part is remaining. What is this down part here we have shown is called actually a frustum of a cone. This type of shape you have seen in glass, in which we drink water or we keep the juice. So this is inverted glass type, and bucket also of this type of shape you have seen. So these all shapes which are a part of actually a right circular cone is called frustum of a cone. In this, one thing we have to clear that both the upper and top and the bottom radius are different. The circle and their radius are different. So we will say the bigger radius as R1 and the smaller radius as R2 in usual notations. It is called its slant height, and it is called its this height is called its straight height h. So this way for the frustum, what is a frustum that we understood first? It is a part of a cone. If you do the horizontal cut in the right circular cone, there will be two parts. One part will be the cone itself but of the smaller size, and the remaining part is called a frustum of a cone. And in frustum of a cone, the top and bottom both are circles. For bigger circle, we will see the radius as R1, the smaller circle, we will see the radius as R2, and the height we will see as small h. So to understand first this, we have taken one example, how to find out volume, curved surface area and total surface area of the frustum. We have done one example here. It is example 12. Like this, the frustum is given. The radii of the ends of the frustum of a cone 45 cm high. Actually, the frustum is this only. This part is a frustum, you can understand. This time it is kept straight. So this is having the big circle and this is having the small circle. This much of frustum we have of height 45 cm as given in the question. And its big radius, big circle's radius is 28 cm, and here we have small circle, its radius is 7 cm, is shown in the figure. And we want to find out its frustum's volume, the curved surface area and the total surface area. We have to take pi equal to 22.7 also. To understand this, we have extended this frustum, this side, down side, by this broken line, so as we can get the cone. The full cone we can get. This is the full cone, and here from horizontal cut if we do, we will get this part as a frustum and down part is also a smaller cone. So in the solution, the frustum is a difference of two cones, the full cone OAB and the smaller cone OCD. If we take the difference between, if we subtract this cone OCD from the full cone OAB, you will get the frustum like this. Right? So we have drawn this way the extended get the diagram to understand it well. Now for cone, you know very well that for cone OAB now, OAB is a cone, big cone. For that, height OP, the full height OP, O to P is the full height of cone, is considered as H1. And slant height, this way the height of the full OAB cone is L1 we have considered, that is OA and OB equals to L1. And the radius of this cone, full cone, big cone is from this side AP, from this side PB, these are the radius, and it is denoted as R1 and it is 28 cm given for the big cone OAB. Similarly for the cone OCD, the smaller one, the cut part, OCD, the smaller cone we have, smaller cone. For that, the height is H2 we have considered its height, smaller cone's height H2, and its slant height is L2 we have considered, and the radius of this part is, this is the midpoint Q to D and Q to C, both are the radius, and radius of smaller cone is R2, we have to denote the R2 equals to 7 cm this way. Now, as we know the similarity concept, here we can see the two triangles, triangle OPB, the big triangle, and triangle OQD. Two triangles we have, OPB and OQD. In both, you can understand this P is right angle in this OPB, and in this OQD, it is obvious that Q is right angle. And because these are the parallel, AB and CD are parallel, right? These angles, angle PBO, this angle, and angle QDO will be corresponding angles, and they will also be equal. And these two triangles, if two angles are equal, we can say by AA criteria they are similar triangles. So here we have directly written that triangle OPB, similar triangle OQD, corresponding, they are similar. And if the two triangles are similar, by the definition, the corresponding sides we can take in proportion. So here OP is the first side upon OQ is the first side of the another triangle. First side upon first side equals to second side upon second side, that is PB upon QD we can place. Now place its mean. OP is actually H1 and OQ is actually H2. That we have placed equals to PB is R1 and QD is R2. So usual notations we have used and placed in the meaning of it. R1 and R2 are given actually. R1 is 28, R2 is 7, so that you place 28 upon 7. Then we can cancel it by 4. 7 ones are 7, 7 fours are 28. So it is H1 upon H2 equals to 4 we have. From this you can make as H1 equals to H2 in multiply with the 4. So H1 equals to 4H2, say result 1. Also here one thing is clear, from the figure you can understand that this H1, the full height of this cone, is coming in between this height of frustum 45 plus this height of the smaller one H2. So this full height H1 is the sum of 45 and H2, right? So that we have taken here. H1 equals to 45 plus H2. This comes from the figure, it is obvious. You can write here the reason that it is in figure, you can see. This is the full height H1 is the sum of this much of frustum size 45 and the smaller cone's height H2. 45 plus H2 gives H1. So H1 equals to 45 plus H2. Now H1 equals to 4H1 in result 1 we have. So in place of H1 we can write 4H2 equals to 45 plus H2 as it is. Again this is 4H2 as it is. Plus H2 is taken on the left. This is minus H2 equals to 45 remaining. This implies 4H2 minus 1H2 gives 3H2 equals to 45 as it is. Therefore H2 equals to, this 3 will be down to 45. And by cancelling it, 45 divided by 3 gives 15 3s are 45. So 3 15s are 45. So H2 equals to 15 centimeter we have. Now again this H2 equal to 15 centimeter you place in result 1. So from 1, as we have H1 equals to 4H2 equals to 4 times h2 is 15. So 15 fours are 60 centimeter is h1. So this way h1 and h2 both height we have got of the both the cones. h2 is 15 centimeter, h1 is 60 centimeter. Now for cone OAB, the big cone OAB, we know that for cone slant height and the radius relation between L and R. L square equals to x square plus r square. This relation for the cone we know that we will use here. For cone OAB, the big cone, and the for cone OCB, the smaller cone, both the cone we can find its slant height by that formula. In this case, cone OAB, the big cone, L1 equals to root of h1 square plus r1 square we have to place. And for L2, to find the slant height of smaller cone equals to in the root h2 square plus r2 square. Place all the values equals to root h1 is 60 we have square plus r1 is 28 we have square. In L2 side, root of h2 is 15 we have got here plus r2 is 7 we have. So 15 square plus 7 square. Simplify this, 60 square is 3600 plus 28 square is 784. Sum of these two will 4384 in the root, and root of 4384 is approximately equal to 66.20. So L1 equals to 66.20 centimeter. Similarly, L2 equals to 15 square here is 225 plus 7 square 49. So sum of 225 and 49 is 274 and its root will be approximately 16.55. So L2 is 16.55. So for both the cones, all the three quantities, that is radius, height and slant height we know now. So everything if we have, we can find the volume, curved surface area and total surface area for the frustum. So here it is obvious that the volume of frustum, volume of this part frustum, as we heard in the first line, is a difference of two cones OAB and OCD. So volume of frustum is this volume is equals to the volume of full cone OAB minus volume of this smaller cone OCD. If we take the difference of two cones, the full cone and the part cone, we will get the remaining as frustum. So volume of frustum equals to volume of cone OAB, the full cone, minus volume of cone OCD, the smaller one. Now volume of cone, the formula we have 1 upon 3 pi r square h. For OAB, r and h are r1 and h1, so 1 upon 3 pi r1 square h1 minus volume of cone OCD for the smaller cone 1 upon 3 pi r square h, in that r is r2 and h is h2, so r2 square h2. In both the terms 1 upon 3 pi is common, so taken common, remaining in the bracket r1 square h1 minus r2 square h2. Place the value 1 upon 3 pi is 22.7. In bracket r1 is 28 and it's a square into h1 is 60 minus r2 is 7 square into h2 is 15. Placing all the values. So 1 upon 3, 22.7 is 28 square can also be written as 7 into 4 square. 7 into 4 square means 7 square into 4 square. So 28 square itself has 7 square and here also 7 square. In both the terms 7 square is common, so it is taken out here 7 square. Similarly 60 can be written as 15 into 4, 15 4s are 60. So in this 60, 15 and 4 are there, and this 15 is there. On both the terms 15 is also taken common outside. So what is remaining in the bracket? Here 7 square is taken common, so 4 is remaining and it's a square. Into 15 is taken common, so 15 4s are 4 is remaining, so into 4 is remaining. Minus 7 square and 15 both is taken common, so only remaining 1. Now simplification is done here. 1 7 can be cancelled this way, and this 3 1s are 3, 3 5s are 15 is done. So what is remaining here? 22 and 1 7 is there and 1 5 is there in the root, in the bracket, sorry. 4 4s are 16, 4s are 64 minus 1 is remaining. Now multiply these all. 7 5 are 35 into 22 is 770, and this bracket remains 64 minus 1 is 63. Now multiply these two also, 0 as 0. 77 into 63 will give 4851. So in all it is 48,510 centimeter cube is volume of the frustum by simplification calculation. Similar way, now to find out CSA of frustum is curved surface area of frustum meaning. So curved surface area of frustum, again it is the difference of two cones OAB and OCD. To find out CSA of frustum, we have to take CSA of cone OAB, full cone CSA, minus the smaller cone CSA. If we subtract from the full cone, we will get the CSA of frustum. And CSA of cone means curved surface area of cone is pi RL, the formula we have. For cone OAB, the big cone, R is R1 and L is L1. So pi R1 L1 minus for CSA of cone OCD is smaller cone, R is R2 and L is L2. So pi R2 L2. Again the pi is common from both the terms. So R1 L1 minus R2 L2 is remaining in the bracket. So pi is 22.7 in the bracket. R1 is 60 into L1 is 66.20 minus R2 is 50. R1 is 28 due to this, and R1 is 28, R2 is 7. So here what we have 22/7. In 28, 7 into 4 is remaining, so that 7 is common, and here also 7 is taken common. So in the bracket it is remaining 4 into 66.20 minus 16.55. So outside 7 is cancelled. So 22 in bracket, multiply these two, into 0 as 0, 4 2s are 8, 0.46 are 24, and 4 6 are 24. 264 minus 16.55. So finally we have 92 into the subtraction of these two. Difference between these two is 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 14 minus 6 is 8. And 5 minus 1 is 4. So 248.25 into 22 we have, right? So it will give, multiply this, it will give 5461.5 centimeters square as curved surface area of frustum. So this way we can place the value, and very simply we can take the common, and then common 7 is cut. So easy will be in the calculation, and then we can get the answer. So here this curved surface area of frustum is 5461.5 centimeter square. Now to get TSA of frustum, TSA means total surface area of frustum. So from frustum only you see, right? It's TSA means total surface area you want. You can understand in that TSA, the curved surface area of frustum we have to find. That is, we have actually And to close it from the top and down both the sides, we have to close this circle, we have to close this circle also. Both the circular top and bottom we have to close. That means in CSA of frustum, we have to add the top circle and bottom circle. For bottom circle, the area of the circle is pi r square, the radius is r1, so pi r1 square. And for the top circle, to close it, the radius is r2, so pi r2 square. In this also, pi r1 square, the top circle, and pi r2 square, the down circle we have to close. Then we can get the total surface area. So that is here done. TSA of frustum means total surface area of frustum equals to first CSA of frustum as it is, its curved surface area of the frustum as it is, plus to close its upper circle pi r1 square, plus to close it down circle pi r2 square we have to add. Right? Now place all the values. CSA of frustum we have here 5461.5 plus pi r1 square, place value pi is 22.7 into r1 is 28, square is 28 into 20 plus pi is 22.7 again, r2 is 7, its square is 7 into 7. Now simplify this. We can cancel by 7 4s are 28 this, and this 1 7 will be cancelled with the 1 7 up and down. So 5461.5 is the CSA of frustum as it is we write that we have obtained previously. Plus it is remaining 22 into 4, it is 88 into 28. 88 into 28 will give 2464 plus 28 into 7 will give 154. So doing sum of all these numbers, we will get 8079.5 centimeters square. This is actually the total surface area of the frustum we get. So in this lecture, we have understood the frustum of a cone, what is frustum of a cone, and how to deal to find volume, curved surface area, and total surface area of the frustum. In very detail we have seen. And from this understanding, we will find directly the formula, as we know that here volume of frustum is volume of big cone OABN minus OCD, and CSA of frustum is this way, pi r1 L1 and pi r2 L2, and TSA is this way. From this, we will make the formula, direct formula to find out volume, CSA and TSA of frustum. And that we will see in the next lecture. In this lecture, you have to understand this frustum of cone by this figure we have understood by doing activity. And on the basis of that, example 12 we have done, in full detail we have done how it is the difference of two cones that we have understood. And now we will directly deal with the questions related to this by the formula. And for that, we will define the formula first in the next lecture. Thank you.